Sorry about that, guys. You just went way down. Boom. Our pickles. Oh, do a granny square. Learn through that. And so she did a granny square, and she's like, oh, look, I have a granny square. She actually has inspired me to actually do this. Hi everybody, and welcome to Wize Katz. I'm Wendy, and I love to crochet, and I run a business called Wize Katz Crafts that I do the crochet, and my husband does wood puzzles, and we go to a flea market every weekend and sell. So this is my first YouTube video for the business, and I just wanted to share a little bit about myself for our first ever video for Wize Katz in the new year. So I did a little Q&A that I have written down to kind of answer a little bit about myself, so you kind of get to know me a little bit. The first thing is what do I do? I am not a full-time crocheter because I kind of have to help support my family. I actually live with my two grown sons, actually live with me. I also have my mom living with us. So we kind of help take care of her as well now that my father has passed. Both my sons are high functional autistic, but they both are doing very well. My younger son works in the school district, working as a computer tech. And my older son has been going back to school to become a middle-level science and math teacher, and he's just great at it. Yeah, you know, middle level. But anyhow, my husband, okay, he has a day job as well. And then drum roll, I work as a teacher. I actually work as a high school science teacher, mostly earth science, and then I also do sometimes teach some environmental science. My younger son actually works at least right now, works at the same school that I work in, so we get a lot of, your son told you how to do that techie thing. I'm like, no, I already knew how to do that. So that's kind of the who of what I am. And like I said, in my spare time, I crochet, and I go to markets on a flea market every Saturday. I started crocheting in about 2003, but that's when it actually clicked for me. Way back when, my grandmother taught me lots of different crafts. Like she taught me how to needlepoint. She taught me how to cross stitch. I learned how to sew, not from my grandmother, but I did learn how to sew, and I've done some sewing. And she did try and teach me how to knit and crochet. Unfortunately, none of that stuck. I think she was really sad. But my friend, when I moved here to where I live right now, she also tried to teach me, and she taught me the rows kind of thing. But I'm a little kind of ADHD in me, and just kind of doing rows back and forth, it just, if you're ADHD, you know, you kind of have to come out with a product, or you're just going to be like, ooh. I saw a YouTube video or a short one time where somebody was explaining it really good, where she was learning how to crochet, and they're like, oh, do a granny square, learn through that. And so she did a granny square, and she's like, oh, look, I have a granny square. And then they told her, okay, now you need to do like 101 more and have a blanket. And she's like, yeah, no, I did one. Now I'm ready to move on. And that's the life of an ADHDer. So as we go through, I actually ended up finally clicking. And I know you'll all be like, oh, you're bad, you're bad, you're bad. It actually finally clicked with the Woobles actual videos. I even watched videos online and stuff like that. Nothing clicked with anything but actually getting into and watching those Woobles And for the fact that they were so short, and then I could go back and rewind my crochet and then bring it back and redo it. And I was able to like redo the first like few stitches like 5 times before I moved on. Actually, it helped a lot. And yeah, you know, I don't expect my first stuff to be like great. In fact, my very first wooble, oh my God, it was like awful. And it's weird because I took it in to show a senior center that I was trying to teach them how to crochet last spring. And I showed it to them as saying, hey, look, you're not going to be perfect the first time. Look at my first little crochet that I ever made. And someone wanted it so bad, they bought it off of me. And I was like, why would you want this? No. Anyway, so I actually started clicking with crochet back in 2023. And then I really started my business this past June. So I wanted to get better. I wanted to get good until stuff actually looked like it was good enough to sell. And I just enjoy crochet so much that I love seeing people, even if they don't buy something from me, they walk by and maybe they'll look at my pickle jar and they'll laugh at it. They'll take out all the pickles and they'll set them down and look at all the faces and take pictures of them and stuff like that. I love making people smile. Bring a few smiles into this crazy world we live in now. Some of the people in the crochet world that I look up to, that I like watching their YouTube videos and stuff, Crochet by Jenna. I really do like her inspirational kind of stuff. And I kind of relate to some of the stuff that she's going through. She's a lot younger than me, obviously, but she is kind of like a military spouse. And for many, 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 many years, I was a military spouse. I lived in Pennsylvania where I started, and then we lived in Maryland for a while. We ended up in Germany for a while. You know, we ended up where I am now. You know, we've ended up in many, many, many different places. So I know about that moving thing, and I was just kind of happy that in a way we ended up not moving once we actually had the kids and my husband got out of the military. I also love, 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 love the Celestial Homebody. She actually has inspired me to actually do this. Like when I first started at my my flea market, I had a real nasty kind of person who was crocheting. Like her daughter crocheted and she sewed. And she was real nasty, and I ended up having, you know, to kind of compete with her. And I was always real nice to her. Like her daughter was asking me, oh, where'd you get this pattern from and stuff? And I tell her, I'm like, oh yeah, this is really cool and stuff like that. But the mother was really nasty with me. But, you know, watching the Celestial Homebody's videos, it was just, Katie just gave me the inspiration I needed to do to just keep going. And I did. And I did send her one of my little poppets and stuff. Sometimes you can see it when she gives her little room tours. I'm like, hey, there's mine right there. But yeah, she always gives me inspiration every time. You know, sometimes I feel like I see me and a younger me in her because I'm older than her too. Oh, and I apologize if you hear a little bang, 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 bang. It is January 1st, and my next door neighbors, I won't say what they are, but they really, really like to set off fireworks. And last night they were doing it in the woods. And they are just starting to set off fireworks again. So if you hear pop, 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 I apologize. That's my neighbors playing with fireworks, and it's their kids, and they're doing it without their adults. Anyway, so I really do love the Celestial Homebody. I hope someday I could just like sit down and have a talk with her and hang out with her, because she's just awesome. And we have a lot of the same vibe, I would say. Then I love watching the Cozy Buckeye. She's, you know, kind of like the more mature kind of crocheter that I love out there, because I love watching her videos and her market stuff. And I love some of her patterns, like her Max the Market Cat has been the best loaf cat I've ever made. I love them. In fact, I have one that I have right here that I made for this week's market, and they are so adorable, and they sell so much better than my other market loaf cats that I was making. So I am really love making them. I also have her Pugsley, which is also another great pattern. It's my market dog, so she makes some of those great market patterns. I have her cow, I have the I think it's the raccoon or whatever. I can't wait to make those. And then I also picked up her bunny just so that I could start making it for Easter eventually when we come through. And then I also like the faded wildflower. I don't know how many of you know of her, but I like watching her videos. She does a lot of, here's a crochet kit, let me show you how I like it, or you know, she does a lot of Will This Ami. She reviews a lot of yarn. She had a great Advent series this Christmas area with yarns that people sent in, and she made squares and said how she liked the yarns and stuff. I really do like watching her channel as well. So the question is, what do I really like to do with my crochet? I'm definitely not a flat crocheter. I don't really do that. I mean, I've made a few head bandanas and stuff like that, and I can never seem to make them right. I did buy some yarn over Christmas to try and make a bucket hat, but I really don't know how that's going to go. I love bucket hats. So if you see me coming in here with a bucket hat, you'll know I love bucket hats. And but I love making amigurumi, and I hope I said that right, because everybody says it differently, and I don't say words very well. You'll understand as I go through. You'll be like, she didn't say that right. I'm like, I'm sorry. Anyway, love making crochet and the amigurumi crochet. I also paint my own eyes. I do not use the resin because knowing me, I'll get it up my nose or something like that. I'm very clumsy and stuff. But I really do like making what I can do with just the acrylic paints and the glitter and stuff like that. I really like making like the ones with the glitter and the shifting backs. I know they're really hard to see on camera. This is my green one of the green ones I recently painted. And this one is like, I love this one. This has like, it's really hard to tell, but it has a silver shifting. And let me see if I can find it. Oh, I love it. It's this like silver kind of color, and it's just, I also have another one that's this one that I really like. It's a holographic. It's just transparent, and I think that's what I used on this one. And I used it with the silver shifting behind it, and just so pretty. So I do like making my own eyes because it really does make your stuffies and plushies pop a lot more when you do use that. But some of my best sellers and my favorites to make are pickles. And I love giving them different faces. I do have a pickle jar. Thank you, Celestial Homebody. And everybody loves it. They come up, even if they're not going to buy a pickle, and they go, oh my God, pickles. And then my husband or I, because we both do the stand together, and we'll go, check out the faces. They all have different faces. And then they'll pick up like the angry pickle, and they're like, oh my God, I have to have that. Or they'll pick up the happy pickle and like, oh my God, that was happy. And then I have one that has like a side smile face, like, and a few sad pickles and stuff. And they really love the pickles, and they'll buy them quite a bit. I also do make my own patterns, but right now I only have 3, and I have 4. I have a bigger slime. I don't have any made right now because I sold them. And I have these mini slimes, and this is actually one that I'm revamping because I'm redoing the ears. I've learned so much since I made the original pattern on these, and I absolutely love these. The kids actually come up and they love the cat ones, so I have a cat revision. I've revised the dog, and then I still have to go back and revise the bunny. And these I've revised so that they don't have to have the eyes, the safety eyes. So now they have these little sleepy eyes kind of things, and they look so much cuter. And they work then if you want to fill them with like catnip or anything. You can put catnip and stuff in them. And they work great as like little bag charms and stuff like that. So I know I do have the pattern on Etsy. Like I have a free pattern of it that's just the slime on my Instagram, but I have the pattern on Etsy that actually has the different ears and stuff. But like I said, I'm revising that currently, so that pattern is actually going to be updated soon. All right, some of my favorite yarns are Elise Voluto. And I do love Premier. I actually have a nice big Premier box that I would like to open with you guys sitting here right now. And those are like my two main that I go with. I go with the Premier Plush now because it's thicker than the Premier Chunky, the Parfait Chunky. And I love the Elise Voluto because, oh my God, it feels like a dream, and it's a dream on your hooks. But you know, you have to order $100 basically of it. Otherwise, the shipping is like crazy. I do want to put another order in soon, but I got to get the money for that. And I do use the Mysticals. I love the Mystical colors for Bernette. So like I always use like the green Mysticals. There's two of them for Bernette. This is the darker one, not the Field. I think this is the Spearmint. I actually like to do use the lighter ones with my pickles usually, but this is what I had on hand when I was in the car when we were driving down for Christmas with family. So that's what these two ended up being made of. One of my favorites that I have made, another favorite, is behind me too, because I made another one of him, and that is My Toothless by KP Designs. I actually just posted a picture of him on Instagram the other day, and it's gotten a lot of views of just a picture, so I'm really, really proud of that. I've actually made a few of them for commissions, but I love this one. His eyes are just so pretty. Again, I did the sparkle with the shifting green behind it, and he just came out really, really, really beautiful. Okay, so let me get to my box of Premier. Now, I have not opened it yet. This actually was my Christmas money, because you know we all have fun and get our Christmas money in. Sorry, I hit the desk. All right, so we have our Premier box. You can hear me opening it. Oh, I hope I'm not hitting yarn here. Oh, I might have. I'm so bad. But even with Hobby Shoppy, I never have like cut yarn yet, so hopefully I did not cut yarn. But this is some stuff that I needed and did not have, some of it. And some of it is yarn that they were out of and I just needed more of. I'm still sad because the one thing I really needed from them was the Basics caramel. They still don't have it. I don't know what's up with that. It's been out for a while, and I used to use it for my shifting fox of the Naughty Net little guys, Chunky Mon. But so I've started making them out of plush and Elise Voluto. And because the Elise Voluto has some great browns, but they came out with Teddy Bear finally in the plush. So I'm looking and seeing what that color is going to be. So I finally picked up the Sage colors, which is the nice green for the plush. This is all plush. Sorry about that, guys. You just went way down. Boom. Okay. So again, like I said, this is all plush stuff that I needed. I do like using the greens. So that is the greens. I didn't actually order ever any black. And so since I am actually using Parfait Plush, I got some black. I went ahead and ordered some white because I do like to make these ducks, and I don't have one made right now, but I'll show you when I actually have one made. I really like them, and the pattern's really cool. So I will show that to you when I eventually make one again. But I need white for that, so I've gotten more white. Plus, little details and stuff, you always need like a little white to go with that. Yes, and here is the teddy bear, because the only color they had in this was that dark chocolate brown, but now they finally came out with teddy bear for it, so I'm so happy that we now have that lighter brown. So I definitely picked up some of the teddy bear. Like, here's 2 more teddy bear. And then here's another teddy bear, so I picked up like 4 teddy bear. And then I picked up carrot, because I don't know, I seem to like this color for it makes great like duck feet and stuff like that. And then I picked up the tangerine. This one was also a newer color for them. And I figured this actually would make a good beet color, because the only beet other one I have is the squash, and that isn't necessarily always a great beet color. And the other ones that I got were yellow, and I use these yellows because these are my little headache duck colors, and I also use them on my electric nails a lot. I make these a lot, so I use them a lot. Plus, it's a good actual duck color. This is goose color, duck color, so I definitely use those kind of colors a lot. So definitely, and it always makes you feel good when you get to open yarn. It does, and I don't mind using my Christmas money on stuff that makes me feel happy, which is yarn. You know, yarn makes us all feel happy, I hope. Now, the last thing I want to show you guys is something that I actually have been posting on my Instagram the last few days, because it's something that is also part of our business that isn't necessarily due to crochet, but it is like so awesome. And it's the stuff that my husband does that adds into the video. And I don't ever know if you'll ever see Mr. Katz or Mr. Wize Katz come in or anything like that. But he makes these awesome scroll saw wood puzzles. This is a cat one. I have to get this one up on my Etsy, because this is one I have for my Etsy. But these are incredible. These are scroll sawed, like he does these by hand. These are not laser cut or anything. And then he sands them. He puts them in, I guess it's a mahogany oil. So they're non-toxic. They're just awesome. And I love it when like you're putting them together and stuff, and they sound like they have that clink, 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 clink. And there's a few on my Etsy site that we have. Let's see, let me find the really big one that I love that he does, because like we have like an ankylosaurus. There's a littler dragon. It looks like a duckbill, but it has a really long P name to it. He has this gorgeous owl here. I have these like mostly packed, so if people buy it, they're ready to go. But here is the owl. This thing is gorgeous. See, gorgeous, gorgeous. And he makes like tons of these. Like we have Dotson, the Dotson dog, you know, the Dot-Toms, the ones that look like hot dogs. And we have elephants, and I mean tons of different ones, dragons, and that we take up with us on Saturdays and stuff like that. And these are only a small few of what we do. Okay, this is the llama one. The llama one's kind of funny. It's one of his older ones that he's done, and it's like really more for like a preschooler, because it's just big llama pieces. Sometimes you call them alpacas, but It's really adorable. But my favorite that he has, that he's done, hopefully I can show you this one really, really well. I mean, he does commissions and everything else, but you kind of have to ask if he's ready for it, because like there was one week we had commissions and it was like crazy because he had gotten sick with that crazy flu, and none of our commissions for him went through because he was sick, so they had to wait like an extra week. So, and then I got sick the next week after, and I had a commission, but I was like, it was only like, you know, look at this dragon. This is absolutely amazing. And again, these pieces, they're all hand cut. These are not the laser cut stuff. Amazing. So I can't even begin to tell you how amazing his stuff is. And like I said, it's part of my business, which is why you see, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see me sometimes posting pictures of the puzzles and stuff. And like the last couple days, I was posting the reels of the puzzles, because we did a drop for a bunch of puzzles on the 30th on my Etsy site. So, but that's about it. And I hope that you enjoyed today, learning a little bit about me and how things are going to do. One of my New Year's resolutions is to go ahead and start this channel and continue this channel. So hopefully we'll see each other again in the near future. All right. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you again soon.